We got some concerning news, Saints fans, and whether you want to call it concerning, weird, unpredictable, I don't really know what to make of it, but Slick Rick Scoops, who has gotten a lot of scoops correct in the past, he's missed on some, but he has gotten a lot correct. He said that the Pope dying might be the second worst thing that happens to the Saints this week. Obviously, the draft is on Thursday, just a couple of days away, and this is definitely interesting, but the photo / the gift that he attached reach for the sky, Woody from Toy Story style. I mean, that's what he attached. So to me, that says the Saints are going to be reaching for somebody in the 2025 NFL draft. So through this video, I want to try to take a guess at who the Saints might be reaching for. I'm going to give you a hint. It's the quarterback position. I think it's going to be that at number 9, and I want to encourage you to subscribe for draft coverage. We're going to be live all 3 days. We're going to give you analysis of each pick throughout the 2025 NFL Draft, audience interaction, and giveaways. Here, a little spoiler alert, Lopez. You see this awesome shirt? We're going to be giving away one of these on one of the days of the draft, so be sure to tune in and check it out if you want to win one of these for a pretty cool little giveaway option, and then, of course, other things throughout the week. Long form, short form, and live content, and unlike a lot of other content creators, we're going to be breaking down the entire undrafted free agency class on Sunday. So be sure to subscribe for draft coverage here from Saints Now by Chat Sports. Now, before we get this thing started, I want to just kind of address this as a blanket statement so I don't have to say this 150,000 times this video. If Kellen Moore thinks a specific player is his guy, if he's like, that's the player I want to select at number 9 overall, then I think regardless of the position, regardless of which side of the football it's on, we should give him a chance. I don't care if it's Jaxson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, Ashton Jeanty, Tyler Warren, Will Johnson, Will Campbell, Mykel Williams, Jalen Walker. I don't care who the 9th overall selection is. I want to see Kellen Moore pick his player at number 9, and I want to see that player be a massive contributor and a big part of this team moving forward. So now that we've laid out the blanket statement, I want to see whoever is the 9th overall selection get a chance, and I'm going to root for whoever that pick is no matter what. But the possible reaches at number 9 overall, I think these are the 2 names to really keep an eye out for, and I'll give honorable mention. Tyler Shuck, the quarterback out of Louisville. I don't think that's going to be the pick. 9 is way, way too early, but again, if Kellen Moore believes in him, if that's his guy, then, let's ride. I do think that Jaxson Dart's the more likely option. I do think Jalen Milroe is a player the Saints are interested in, and I think that Kellen Moore could work with both skill sets of those players, but I do believe that the Saints head coach loves Jaxson Dart. We've seen Kellen Moore and the Saints coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff specifically, at Ole Miss's Pro Day talking with Jaxson Dart. And we also haven't necessarily seen Kellen Moore at some of the other top quarterback prospects' Pro Days or workouts and stuff. So I do think that that is something worth discussing. I do think that there is some significance with those facts. And then there was also this report shared by Adam Schefter that a personnel executive across the NFL, an anonymous one, said, I don't think New Orleans is taking Shedeur. I think they're hot and heavy on Jaxson Dart. And while I do think that Jaxson Dart is a player that is worth possibly waiting for, you cannot knock the fact that the Saints may just want to go and get their guy. You cannot deny the fact that there has been clear interest in Jaxson Dart from the New Orleans Saints. I mean, he's been linked to the black and gold since the Senior Bowl, months ago. And we obviously know that the Saints, like I mentioned, had a large presence at Ole Miss's Pro Day, which included the new head coach, the play caller, and former quarterback, which is Kellen Moore. And that report, the Saints are hot and heavy on Jaxson Dart. I just cannot shake that. I cannot ignore that. And to me, that tells me that's who they want. That's their guy. And if they have to do whatever it takes to go and get Jaxson Dart, shoot, go and do it. This guy was really productive at Ole Miss, and I can understand that there are questions. I can understand that there are concerns, and those are very fair for Jaxson Dart. Ole Miss quarterbacks historically haven't really been all that great in the National Football League. It's not like he was asked to do a ton as the Rebels quarterback. That being said, I do think that this is a player with skills and some of the traits and qualities in a quarterback that you can develop over time and you can shape and mold into a true great starting quarterback for the National Football League. I'm not saying year one's going to be perfect, but if you give it time, year 2, you see some progress. 3, you see some progress. 4, and you're really moving by then. And so coming up, I'm going to discuss why I think Kellen Moore loves Jaxson Dart. We got a lot of really good insight here and a lot of really good information. But today's show would not be made possible if it weren't for our awesome friends over at Chubbies. I know you guys love this polo. It's Chubbies. You can go to chubbyshorts.com/chat and you can actually pick one up yourself. And fellas, April is here. And you know what that means. Skies out, thighs out. It's time to let those puppies breathe. Whether you're playing around a golf with the squad, hitting up a beer garden, or visiting an actual garden with your lady friend, Chubbies has you covered for all the good vibes that warm weather brings. At the end of the day, your wardrobe deserves a springtime upgrade, so sweeten the deal for a limited time. Chubbies is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code. That's code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com. Experience unmatched comfort and style with Chubbies. The iconic original stretch shorts are absolutely amazing. Depending on how much thigh you're looking to show, Chubbies makes them in 4, 5.5, and 7-inch inseams. These shorts have the stretchiest fabric for ultimate movability and flexibility while maintaining a perfectly tailored fit. Featuring an elastic waistband with button fly, enjoy the men's khaki style. It's classic. It looks so good with the added comfort of elastic. Whether you're getting dressed for your workday, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers 20% off your order with code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com. That's code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com. Support our show and tell them that we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubbies. All of that information is linked in the comments and description of this video. I've been rocking Chubbies gear since I was back in high school. It really is a dream come true that they are sponsoring my YouTube channel now. I love their products. I've been rocking their products, not just their polos, not just their shorts, their swimsuits too. I mean, they have amazing products, a lot of fun styles, and it really helps you express your personality. So get started. Go to chubbyshorts.com/chat. Get yourself some new gear and some new clothes today. Now, I want to talk about why Kellen Moore loves Jaxson Dart. And I also want to discuss why the New Orleans Saints might have to reach on Jaxson Dart. But first, I want to talk about Kellen Moore's philosophy. Because whenever he was hired to be the Saints head coach, he said it's going to be a smart, fast, and physical football team. And those are traits that personally I see in Jaxson Dart as a quarterback, and traits that I think the strengths that Dart has can really be excelled and really be put on display in New Orleans. And, let's talk about why you should reach on Jaxson Dart, or why it might be a requirement. I mean, there's buzz about Dart being the preferred choice over Shedeur Sanders for the New York Giants. And in case you didn't know, the Giants picked before the Saints on day 1. They picked before the Saints on day 2. By no means do I think Jaxson Dart's going to be a top 3 pick. But I do see the possibility of him being 33, 34, 35. And the New Orleans Saints don't pick till 40. So whether you go and get him at 9 and you just make the pick and get your guy, that's an option. Or maybe you pick best player available at 9 and then trade back into the first round or trade to the top of round 2. I mean, there's a lot of qualities about Jaxson Dart's game, and these are all the positives. Again, you cannot talk about Dart without acknowledging the negatives, but this is a player who's a sneaky good rusher. He has flashes of good anticipation. The mental processing is certainly there. He is very, very tough. The leadership is certainly there. He is a competitive guy, and I think that that's a big, big trait that Kellen Moore is in love with. But like I said, we cannot talk about Dart without at least acknowledging the negatives. He ran a college offense under Lane Kiffin. He does have some issues with pocket presence. Although he is tough, he does have issues in the pocket. He is limited with his arm talent, but I do think that he has general accuracy at all levels. It's, also kind of tough to decide whether or not he's clutch, because you look at some of the games as the Ole Miss quarterback and he played really, really well, but then you go back and you look at that game against Florida and just absolutely shit the bed. Like, that happened. You cannot sit here and say it didn't, because it did. And I do think when you talk about Jaxson Dart, let's also kind of revisit Kellen Moore's past. And just a couple months ago, the quarterback he just won a Super Bowl with, it's pretty similar size profile. Again, I have to say this because I took this to Twitter. A lot of people were like, oh my God, you're an idiot. You think they just because they're the same size, they're the same quarterback. No, you clearly didn't watch the video. These two players have very similar size profiles. I think that right there is intriguing to Kellen Moore. But I also believe that they're two players that coming out of college needed some work, had some skills, and had some traits that you could buy into, but they were never going to be great day one. You had to get him to learn, you had to get him to develop, and you had to turn them into a player and craft them and mold them into a phenomenal football player. And let's just call it how it is. Obviously, the Eagles' offense was centered around Saquon Barkley last year. But it's not like Jalen Hurts was a bad quarterback. When he was asked to throw the football, he was effective. And I do think that the skill set that Jalen Hurts has is at least somewhat similar to Jaxson Dart. So for me, I think that because Kellen Moore just won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, that to me says if he thinks Jaxson Dart is his guy and he's like, look, I see what I saw in Jalen Hurts for the entire year of being the Eagles offensive coordinator. I see some of that in Jaxson Dart, and I think I can unlock that. Let's ride. I don't care who the pick is. I said it earlier. I could care less who the quarterback is. I don't care what the back of the jersey says. I care about the logos on the side. I care about the logo right here. I care about the logo on the side of the helmet because I'm a Saints fan first. I don't care about the player. I care about the team. So if Kellen Moore believes in Jaxson Dart, let's roll. If Kellen Moore believes in Jalen Milroe, let's roll. If Kellen Moore for some reason believes in Tyler Shuck, let's ride. I just want to see Kellen Moore get his guy. I want to see him have the opportunity to work with the player he believes in. And so for me, my plan and my best plan, and I think this is what the New Orleans Saints should do. I don't know if this is what they will do, but this is what they should do. I would like to draft best player available at number 9 overall. Whether it's Ted McMillan, Genty, Will Campbell, Mykel Williams, I don't really care. Address the quarterback after the 9th overall pick. You can trade up. I'll convince myself that was a good idea. You can also trade back. Whatever, that's fine. But just address a position of need first and then go and get a quarterback because I just believe you can really roll the dice with Spencer Rattler if you have to. I also believe that if you really, really like a player, just go and get him. Because in a couple of years, when you were like, hey, we got our guy and he's doing really, really well. Example, Jahmyr Gibbs being as high of a draft pick as he was by the Lions. People are questioning that pick now. They laughed at it then. They're not laughing at it now. A lot of people are jealous they don't have Jahmyr Gibbs. So I want you to comment below. POV. The New Orleans Saints just drafted Jaxson Dart. What's your reaction? Don't think. Just get down in the comment section and type. I want to hear from you. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you eager? Are you worried? What are you thinking? I want to hear from you down in the comment section. Again, I'm not trying to sell y'all on Jaxson Dart. I'm not trying to sell you on a player. I'm just trying to sell you on the idea of letting our new head coach get his guy. Whoever that is, let's cheer for him. Whoever, if it's a quarterback in round 1, cool. If it's an edge rusher, awesome. If it's a receiver, tight end, sweet. I just want to see Kellen Moore make this pick, and I want to see it be a player that he believes in. And I do want to see the quarterback position get addressed, and I do believe it will be. Will it be Jaxson Dart? Who knows? But that's why you subscribe and turn on your notifications, because we're going to be live all 3 days of the 2025 NFL Draft. Me and my guy, producer Nick Lopez, Loco Lopez, as they call him, are going to be giving you the best draft coverage around the New Orleans Saints. So be sure to subscribe. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.